We had been guaranteed a season at Niagara Falls Summer Theatre. Somebody had come to me and said, I said, if there's any money risk involved, we don't want to go. He said, no, I'll guarantee you. How much do you want? I said, we want $2,000 a week. I figured by that time we'd make about $800 out of that. So I said, $2,000 a week guarantee. So he said, fine. So I signed all the company up, extended their contract for 12 weeks. We arrived at Niagara Falls. The end of Friday of the first week, I go in to get the $2,000, and the guy says, you're going to be awfully upset. I don't have any money.
I had, I think, about $200 to my name, which went towards buying one of the tires for the bus. We all climbed in the bus the first day to head for Agassiz or someplace where we were going to play, out in the mountains. We got about halfway there, the bus broke down. We never saw it again.
We didn't travel a carpenter. We didn't travel an electrician. The stage management put the set up. The students put the lights up. The stage management used to play parts. They'd come off the stage, change the light cue, and go back on stage again. It was very, very economically done.
And what we had to do was we'd meet the train, and we'd all arrive with all the scenery, which we would throw into the baggage car, and then run to the coach and get on the train. And we would travel to the next town. When we got to the next town, train wouldn't wait. We would hurdle off the train, run back to the baggage car, throw all the stuff off the baggage car, so the train, then we'd meet the train either that late that night or the next day to go on. Fabulous.
Some of these auditoriums were awful. They were, one half of the stage was the stage and the other half was a basketball court, and there were sliding doors across the back of it, and the poor old audience is sitting way out here. And we were trying to play Score for Scandal one evening when there was a basketball game going on the other side of the shutters. And you could hear the referee's whistle blowing on Mr. Sheridan's best lines and people thumping about and screaming.
We got to our first date on the Everyman Theatre on the back of an open truck that picked us up, and this is in the mountains, and it had snowed. And I was sitting on the back of this bus, right? So I'm sitting there dangling my feet over the back, and we're driving along, and I'm watching the tire tracks like this far from the edge. Very high drops, very cold.
When I was at university, a group of young actors were sent on a tour of the province, really small towns, playing 3 plays of Roberts and Davies. And one was a very sophisticated comedy called Eros at Breakfast, which took place inside a young man's stomach. Well, I mean, it might have been fine for a cultured audience in Toronto. In Balzac, in Alberta, they were quite baffled by what we were doing.
We were returning from Kelowna, I guess it was, and on the Hope Princeton Highway, and we hit some black ice and everything. We went over, we went 120 feet over a cliff, like flipped over like 9 times, and I thought everybody was dead. 2 people jumped out of the top, and I was in the car, and the Frank Nymer Smith, the producer, director of the Star, and the designer were unconscious. And I thought, well, they're dead, so that's that. So I stood on their heads and climbed out of the car. That's the only way I could get out. I thought, well, they won't know anyway.
I still, to this day, shudder if I hear a Greyhound bus warming up.
But anyway, it all turned out very well, because, well, except the fact is that everyone passing by thought we were dead, so it was reported that we were all killed. It was on the CBC Evening News, and my mother thought I was dead. So when I arrived back, she was in great shock when I appeared at the door.